What is up? I want to make a video covering fear and greed, right? Mainly psychological aspects of trading and most importantly, FOMO. Because a lot of you guys, especially some of my students, tend to struggle with FOMO, which is the fear of missing out on making money or the fear of missing out on a move in the market. Now, first of all, let's go over the three concepts, right? You have fear, greed, and FOMO. Now, I'm talking about them as separate concepts. In reality, they all fall under one category. They all fall under greed. You're scared. The only reason you're scared of entering or exiting a trade is because you're afraid you're going to lose money or you're afraid you're not going to make enough money. That goes under greed. Everything monetary, every monetary aspect of trading is going to go under greed. Why? Because you want money. You're trading for the wrong reasons. Are you trading because it is generally a good trade and part of your system? Are you trading because you want to make X amount of money that day? You want to meet a quota. You want to meet a $100 mark. You want to meet a $500, $1,000 mark. Why are you in that trade? If you're in the trade for the wrong reasons, cut the trade short. You're already in the trade for the wrong reasons. Don't let it end poorly, right? That's it. You should not be in a trade if you're in it for the wrong reasons, right? A big thing for a lot of traders is FOMO. And even if they don't admit it, I could see it in your trades. If you show me a trade and it is a very, very, very late entry to the day, or I see the market dumps 300 points and then I see you take a short at the low of day, that is FOMO. Whether you admit it or not, that is FOMO because you didn't wait for a high quality setup to form. You saw the market dumping. You saw, oh my God, we're heading towards previous week's low. And then you just wanted to catch an entry to make X amount of money on that given trading day to that low. You don't need to. You don't need to trade that day. You don't need to trade tomorrow. You don't need to trade the day after tomorrow. A system that is profitable is proven to make you money over X amount of days, over X amount of week, over X amount of months. And if you don't follow that system to its fullest, you are not going to be qualified to make that money, right? So if you have FOMO in a trade, you deserve to fucking lose that trade. Even if it wins, that should have been a loss. Why? You're building bad habits. You're building bad habits in the market. It is that simple. How do you deal with FOMO, greed, and fear? How do you stop yourself from entering a trade? Well, personally, I lost so many times from taking stupid trades, from FOMO and from fear and greed. I was greedy, trying to hold my trade to make more money. I was greedy, cutting my trade short because I wanted to secure a winning day, or I was scared of entering a trade. Well, that all comes in with trust in your system and time in the markets. For me, at least, that's what fixed it, is having more time in the markets, right? I learned to trust my system. I learned to trust my model. If you are new to trading, how do you trust your system? Backtest. If you are new to trading and you don't trust your system, please backtest. When you backtest, you'll get an actual understanding of how your model and system work on a day-to-day basis. Now, once you understand and you trust your system, even if you're unprofitable, I don't see a reason to backtest. I personally only backtest when I'm testing out new concepts or new theories. Besides that, you should not be testing the same concept or theory several times a week if you actually understand it already, right? And if you can actually apply it to the live markets. So once you can apply your model, your concepts, whatever you trade to the markets, there is zero reason to be scared of doubting your model. There's no reason you should doubt your model if it is actually profitable, right? If you doubt your model, there might be something behind it. Maybe the model is not as sustainable as you thought it was, or maybe you are taking the wrong trades and blaming it on your model. This has happened to me a few times when I was unprofitable. I thought IFEGs were unprofitable. I swore against IFEGs, which have made me tens of thousands of dollars today, right? I swore against IFEGs. Why? My psychology was so bad during that phase where I was learning IFEGs that every time I saw the market pump 100 points or 50 points, I was like, I have to get in this move. I'm going to miss out. I have to get in this move. And guess what? You take a poor quality setup. You take a very poor quality setup because the trade you're taking isn't based off statistics. It's not based off logic. It is based off 100% emotion. It is based off 100% greed that you want to make more money. It is not based off any logic. It is not based off any entry criteria. Your risk parameters are out the window. You're not even acknowledging how much money you're ready to lose. You're simply acknowledging how much money you can make. When you're in a trade, if you cannot justify or actually condone the money you lose, you should not be in that trade, right? If your stop loss is set to $800, but you cannot actually lose $800, you should not be in that trade. It is that simple. Your risk tolerance should be X amount of money that you are happy losing. Oh, why should you be happy losing money? If you have a $50,000 funded account and your drawdown is $2,000, how much money would you be comfortable with walking away red that day, telling yourself, you know what, I followed my rules, I followed my system, small red day, I'll get back tomorrow. For me personally, it's 1/4 of my account. I don't want to be risking more than 1/4 of my account, right? And when I lose more than 1/4 of my account, I will typically lock myself out, acknowledge, okay, I followed my rules, I followed my system, on to the next, nothing wrong to it. I'm not upset, right? Obviously, could have been happier if I made more money. That's human instinct. Everyone is happier when they make more money, right? But a break-even day or a red day is not going to affect me the way it used to, because I understand that I'm trading a profitable system, as should you. You understand that you are trading a system that works, that is back-tested, and that is proven to make you money over X amount of time. So why enter a trade over greed, over fear, when that is justified purely by emotions and not by logic? You have to think of trading as a logical game and not a emotional game, right? When you're playing fucking video games, you're playing Fortnite, fucking Minecraft, whatever the fuck, you're not using logic. You're playing with emotion, and that's okay. This is different. This is a video game, but you are meant to follow your rules, follow your fucking system, right? That was a terrible analogy. That was one of my worst analogies, I'm not gonna lie. But in general, when you're in a trade, when you're looking for a trade, think purely off logic. There should be two versions of yourself, an emotional state and a logical state. When you are on the charts, you should flip the switch off on your emotional self and fully be on logic mode, right? If you're on a logic mode, you are going to be 100% looking at the statistics, at the details of the markets. Are we rejecting a higher time frame PD rate? I keep smacking my watch. Are we rejecting a higher time frame PD rate? Are we rejecting a lower time frame PD rate? Are we going towards a obvious draw on liquidity, right? And is this entry valid? Is this stop loss going to justify my maximum daily loss limit that I'm happy losing, right? Or my risk tolerance, right? Is it going to satisfy my risk tolerance, right? When you're in the markets, you shouldn't be looking to take a trade every day. When you're in the markets, you should be going into the market every day looking for a reason not to trade. Every day you open the charts at 9:20, 9:30 a.m., whenever you open the charts, look for a reason not to trade. Look for a reason not to put risk on the table. You are a you are a risk manager before you are a trader, right? Your job as a trader is to be a good risk manager. It's not to make the most amount of money. It's to manage your risk in the best way possible. And that is it. It is that simple, right? That's what actually turned me profitable, like genuine saucier. When I open the charts, I don't look for a reason to trade. I don't look for a reason to make money. I look for a reason not to make money. I look for a reason not to trade. I look for a reason not to put $500 down on a trade for no apparent reason. And if I see a setup that is so good that I have to actually enter that trade, then I will trade. The trades that you enter should be trades that are so obvious that you think are going to play out that you actually have to enter those trades. And I worded that poorly, but the only trades you should be taking are the ones that are so obvious and so apparent to you and that you trust them and you trust your model, you trust your system. And I apologize if I sound a little brain dead today. I just woke up, I'm still a little bit groggy, but I wanted to actually acknowledge fear, greed, and FOMO for you guys, because so many of you guys actually struggle from that, and it appalls me because it's such a simple fix to it. All you have to do is literally sit down and switch from an emotional perspective to a logical perspective. If you are not following your system on not giving trade, let the move happen. Let the move play out. If you're targeting London highs and you see price ripping 200 points, if your entry model is not in that leg to the upside, let it go. Let it happen, because at the end of the day, you're going to see your P&L is $0, and that is better than that's better than a winning day on that day. If you made money that day, you would have felt guilty, because the probability is that is not your setup, that is not your model presenting itself. So the odds are price could have fully reversed and gone against you. And if you lost that trade, you would have gone on tilt, you would have gone on edge, because you took a loss, breaking your rules, breaking your system. Now, this goes hand in hand with greed. You're entering that trade to make more money. Now, what if you lost that trade, right? You wouldn't know where to put your stop loss, because that's not your model, that's not your system. You're trading some random shit trying to make money because you're scared that it's going to take out London highs before you enter the move. When in reality, you don't have to trade every day, and you very well know you should not be trading every day. Everyone says that, right? if you lose that trade, not only is it a loss, it is a huge setback on your account because now your account is in drawdown from whatever it was before, and that was not following your system. So out of 10 trades, and assuming you have a 70% win rate, out of the 10 trades you would usually take, and 7 of them should be winners, now 4 of them are losers and 6 of them are winners because you decided to take a stupid trade that is not part of your model, that is not part of your system. You just skewed your statistics of your account in a negative way. You just added and contributed a negative factor into your model for no reason, trying to make money, right? Greed is what kills all traders. Greed will humble you. Everything that you take from the market that is not part of your system, the market will take back from you tenfold. And I promise you that. The bad habits you build that you think, oh, I got so lucky today, I made $1,000, but I just full ported my account, I didn't follow my system. I promise you, the market will take it back. Prime example, CPI. So many traders gamble CPI, and I preach to my students, right? Don't trade CPI. Don't be an idiot. Don't trade CPI. Why? CPI, if you straddle CPI, there's a 60, 70% chance that you have a success rate with it. The one time it fails, you lose everything. The one time it fails, you lose everything in your account, right? So you get away with it a few times and you think, holy shit, I'm up so much money. Prime example, today's Sunday, last Friday, there was CPI. Everyone blew their accounts. Why? Because when the fucking market moves 30 points to the downside, fills your limit order, and then pumps 200 points, no stop loss that you have set will actually fill your order in time. Your order will never get filled in time. During like PPI, CPI, during major news events, if the market moves at such a rapid pace, your orders are not getting filled. I see so many idiots online thinking, oh, but I have a limit there in case price goes the opposite way. If the market moves 200 points in 1 second, your order is not getting filled. The market is not perfect. You are not getting filled. And what happened? Everyone had their stop loss set. Price ran through it in literally half a second, and they lost tenfold what they were meant to, right? So take that as a lesson and apply it to greed. If you are taking setups that are not part of your system, hence FOMO trades are never part of your fucking system. And if you're taking a trade that is not part of your system, you could make money a few times. The market will take it all back and tenfold. So stop focusing on getting away with bad habits and focus on strictly sticking to the good ones and shutting down all bad habits, right? And once you do that, you'll actually master your psychology as a trader because you'll finally have peace with yourself. You'll come into the markets every day and think for a reason not to trade. Think for reasons why the market looks sloppy. Think for a reason why the market doesn't look as probable today. Think for a reason why you shouldn't put risk on the table. And if you see a reason that actually disqualifies not looking for a trade, and if you see a reason that is so obvious, when it's so obvious for you to enter a trade, those are the only entries you should really be taking. And only then will you actually have peace as a trader. And I hope you guys learned something new. I will see you boys tomorrow for a trade recap. Have a great day and peace out.